All right, well, welcome everyone. Jason here, KM6FAK. On a new computer.
Good evening, folks.
About to start.
Time to get the
Let me know if the audio is good.
Anti-net
and
up and rolling.
If it all matches.
This is W6CRP. I'll be coordinating the net tonight, and I'd like to thank the owners and supporters of the W6VVR repeater and the Back of Alley Radio Club for letting us use this repeater for the anti-net. If there's any priority traffic at any time, let us know and we'll clear the frequency. Is there any priority traffic at this time? Two-meter crew is not an actual club. We're just a bunch of hams that get together, learning and enjoying all things ham. There's no dues or fees to be a two-meter crew member. For info and to find out about a two-meter crew, you can go to the number 2metercrew.com. That's the number 2metercrew.com. Or visit the Facebook site, which is the number 2MC. And this is an open net, and everyone is welcome. Please feel free to join in. The 2-meter crew anti-net meets every Wednesday at 7 on this W6VVR repeater. 145/470, negative offset of 600 kilohertz, NPL of 127.3. Mike, are you out there, EEK?
Good evening, Carlos. This is WG5EEK Mike here in Vacaville. And yes, we are going to try testing a DMR talk group connection to this net. So if you have a DMR radio that you can easily switch to the following talk group, make sure you do a group call. The number is 314-9964. So that's 314-9964. Now, when you hear audio back, it'll give my call sign because right now that's just the way it's set up for beta testing. We do not have an official talk group. So, once again, 314-9964.
All right, thank you, Mike. And then, of course, there's always EchoLink. And what else do we have going? A couple of things going out there. And Jason, did you want to give a heads up on your live streaming?
Hey Carlos, yeah, I am here and I am pushing buttons. Good evening, KM6FAK. What is going on? Well, very, very busy. On a new PC tonight. It's fantastic. Instead of a Mac laptop, I'm on a PC I built myself. And you know, I got to thinking that might be something fun in the future to talk about. What's the cheapest way to put a computer in your shack? Especially because if you're into ham radio, you're probably into building stuff. So more than likely, you probably enjoy putting together your own PC, and $200 you could have a really great machine. Now, obviously, you can't do any video editing for $200, but I think that could be fun, especially because as you see on the screen, I've got, we're on EchoLink, AllStar, and DMR, which is all very much computer-based. So, all right, I'll be trying to produce this show. Thank you, Carlos, for doing the net. Great to hear everyone. KM6FAK, back to you.
All right, did you give everybody the location of your YouTube?
Oh, yes, the location. Yeah, so on YouTube, and you're just going to look for Ham Radio TV. It's kind of a yellow background with a TV, a TV logo. So that's what you're looking for, Ham Radio TV. We are live now, streaming. Very good. Over to you.
All right, thanks, you guys. Okay, I'm going to take check-ins. Please check in one at a time so I can make sure I get your call sign and name right. We'll swing back around a little bit later to touch base and see how you're doing. And also, I'll start with FM radio first, and then I'll swing over to EchoLink and AllStar. So, who's going to check in first?
G 6AEV checking in.
All right, Marcus, we got you. Who's next?
Good evening, Carlos and Manette. This is Dan, Kilo Foxtrot 6, Hotel, and Wayland.
Triple H, Dan, welcome aboard. Who's next?
November 6, Sierra Mike Hotel, N6 SMH, Scott in Roseville.
All right, Scott, good to hear from you. Who's next?
WB6WIF, Mike in beautiful downtown Vacaville.
All right, Mike, and that's WB6WBF?
A Whiskey Yankee Foxtrot.
WYF, gotcha. And who's checking in next?
6YKX.
All right, Robbie, we got you, YKX. Who's checking in next?
This is KI6UJH, Doug in Antioch.
Doug, welcome aboard, sir. Who's next?
WG5EEK officially checking in, Mike in Vacaville.
All right, Mike, thanks. We got you. Who's next?
KN6 GTT, Phil in Fairfield.
Hey, we got you, Phil. And was that Golf Tango Tango?
Yes, Golf Tango Tango.
All right, thank you, sir. Who's next?
W1FRD, Fred here in Fairfield.
Fred, good to hear from you. Who's checking in next?
6 Joshua Concord.
I think that was K6LEE.
W6LEE. Carlos, it's Josh.
I'm getting closer. Sorry about that, Joshua. And who's next?
AM6ZTH.
Justin, and thank you very much for doing the net logger for us tonight. If you folks want to go online and kick into NetLogger, you can see yourself there and log yourself in, actually. All right, who's going to be next?
KM6 MRU, Chris and Benicia.
All right, Chris, KM6 MRU, got you. And who's checking in next? All right, we'll switch over and take EchoLink and AllStar. Who's checking in?
WA6 TKJ, Rod in West Sonoma County.
All right, Rod. Who's checking in next?
KN6 FZZ, Mark in Rancho Cordova.
Hey, Mark. And can you give me the last three there again, please?
Foxtrot Zulu Zulu.
All right, thank you, sir. And who's checking in next?
WH6GHN, Brandon in Hawaii, aloha.
Brandon, welcome aboard, sir. And who's checking in next?
7, 15, 16, 11, 6, 4, 1.
Whoa, what's going on?
It sounds like a misdial. Who else is checking in? chance any FM, EchoLink, AllStar, anybody else checking in?
Kilo Mike 6, Bravo, Juliet Delta, Glen, Kansas City.
Got Kilo Mike 6, Bravo, Delta, and I think I missed the last one. A little bit noisy. Can you try one more time?
Kilo Mike 6, Bravo, Juliet Delta.
Got you, Bravo, Juliet, Delta. Thanks for checking in. Who's coming in next? All right, we'll keep moving ahead here, and we'll swing back around for later check-ins in a minute. Let's see. Rodney, WA6PKJ, you got any updates for our website?
Okay, Carlos. Not too much going on there in terms of new things. One thing I did want to mention is the Lomas ham swap meet that was scheduled for later this month has been canceled, and they're not sure. I think they might try and reschedule it, but that's not for sure. So just wanted to let everybody know about that, and I have taken down that event off the website as well. So we do have about a little over 220 registered users now on the website, so that keeps growing, and we'll see where we go with that in the future. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks, Carlos. WA6PKJ.
All right, good deal. Yeah, and that's kind of sad. I was looking forward to that Loomis swap meet, but I guess it's our reality here for the next month or two. But thanks for that update. And I didn't hear Derek out there. Let's give him one more try.
You better not be sleeping, donkey.
All right. Well, Facebook and his YouTube stays alive. Staying pretty active there again, and Facebook is the number 2 MC, like we talked about. Now I forget his Facebook, but you'll find it on. I forget his YouTube, but you'll find it on the Facebook there if you log in.
Meter crew.
Rodney said the Loomis event was canceled, and I don't have any other 2-meter crew or other events that I'm aware of. Anybody else want to check in with something? Okay. Any DXing reports or anything else planned? Trying to get out and make some contacts.
Well, there was the big ARRL sideband event last weekend. And I thought that was pretty interesting to see how much activity came on the air for that contest, and where all of it was coming from all over the world. So I don't know if that portends anything for our next cycle here, but it was encouraging. So I thought I'd mention that.
Hey, we'll take whatever glimmer of light we can get. Thank you for that. Let's swing over to Jason on our live feed. Any questions or comments coming from there?
Okay, over to me. Yes, what I'm trying to show everyone, I don't see any questions. A few people are saying hello, so that's nice. They're kind of checking in over there. And what I'm trying to do, if everyone is out there watching, Mike, WG5EEK, shared this way cool link. It updates every 30 seconds, and it shows everyone that is connected to the nodes, to EchoLink and AllStar. And I'm trying to get that on the screen. So I got this camera over my shoulder, so I'm trying not to bore people too much. But no, everything is doing great. We got about 20 watchers right now. So hello, everyone. KM6FAK, over to you, Carlos.
All right, thank you, sir. What else do we have here? Let's swing back for any late check-ins. Anybody else out there still need to check in?
Thank you, Brandon. WH6.
Yeah, we got a quiet net today, but that's all right. We had Doug kind of was talking about something he was going to share with us tonight, which I think is pretty cool. He's going to come on and talk about parks on the air and kind of give us a rundown on what he's been up to. KS6 UGH, you got it?
Yeah, Roger, how is my signal? I'm on low power right now, about 30 miles away from the repeater.
Sounding good.
You sound fine. A little bit of noise, but absolutely readable.
Great, I'll keep it on low power then. Yeah, so I just wanted to introduce Parks on the Air. Parks on the Air is called POTA, P-O-T-A, Papa Oscar Tango Alpha. And basically, if you like field day, POTA is field day every day. And POTA came from a very popular ARRL National Parks on the Air program a couple of years ago, commemorating the 100-year anniversary of National Park Service. And there's another program, Worldwide Flora and Fauna, that's international. And POTA is basically a U.S. program. It's not affiliated with either of those. So what is POTA? Well, as an activator, you set up portable in the listed parks. So if you'd like to get out on field day, there's a list of probably there's thousands of parks in the U.S. And you can drive out, you can hike to them, you set up your equipment portable. And, well, the best thing about it is that there are a lot of people out there who are actively seeking to make contacts with you. So it's like a short de-expedition, and it's every time you're out in the park, you get a pile-up, and pile-ups are fun to manage. To successfully activate the park, you need to make 10 contacts, and I found that typical activations range from between 30 to 100 plus contacts, depending on the band conditions, and you could get 100 contacts in an hour, so it can be pretty fast and furious. It's an easy program to abide by in terms of the rules. There's only one rule, and that rule is that you must activate portable. Mobile's okay, you can be inside your car, but the only rule is that you must be inside the park. You can use any mode. Single sideband and CW are the most popular, but activators use RTTY, PSK31, FT8, and FM. And I typically operate single sideband CW and FM because, I want to increase my numbers, but then also there's a lot of people out there that want to get contacts. They want to get those rare parks. So that's basically the only rule. I mean, I guess there's another rule, and that is you cannot use repeaters. So if you're using FM, it'll be FM simplex, but that can be a lot of fun. It's essentially mountain topping if your park is, includes mountaintops that you can go to. The exception to the repeater rule is that satellite QSOs count. The exchange is pretty simple too. It's just your call sign and a signal report. The hunters provide their call sign, location, and your signal report. And what's great about this program is, for the most part, people give accurate signal reports. It's not just 595959. You can actually figure out where your signal's strong and where it's weak, and that can be pretty interesting because it changes with the band conditions on a day-to-day basis. There are logs. Only the activator submits the log, and it's important to submit the log because of all the chasers. You know, they would like to get credit. So even if you don't successfully activate the park, which is getting a minimum of 10 contacts, you submit the log anyway and give the the hunters their credit. Importantly, it's not a contest, and since it's not a contest, you can operate on the WARC bands as well, which is particularly helpful if you are activating on a weekend where there are contests going on. So typically people operate on 20, 30, 40, and 80 meters, and when you look at the maps in the Central and East Coast, most activations are on 40 and 80 meters. But here in the West, it's a lot more difficult. It's more difficult for a couple of reasons. One, we've got a lot of real estate out here that's really sparsely populated, and so the ham per square acre density, I guess, is pretty low out west compared to the east. And so that means if you want to get contacts, you need to reach the central U.S. and the East Coast. And so out west, typically successful activations use 17, 20, and 30 meters to get out that far. I have a couple of other points that I'd like to hit on, but I wonder if anybody has a burning question at this point about anything that I've said so far. Okay, so what are the benefits? Well, the main benefit is that POTA provides an infrastructure, and I'll give a website in a minute or two, but it provides an infrastructure that links activators and the hunters and chasers. So basically there's the ability to schedule your activation so people know that you're going to be out there sitting in a park, and once somebody makes a contact with you, they can spot you, and so there are links for that. If you're into awards, I don't do it for awards, but if you're into awards, then there are a lot of awards for activators and also for the hunters. Probably the best thing is that I think all of us that have operated on HF portable, under compromised conditions, you can call CQ.
This is all Doug here, the guy that's talking.
And it's hard sometimes. People don't really come back to your call. You might not even register on the waterfall on radios because you've got a compromised antenna and you're running only 100 watts or so. With POTA, people respond to your CQ, and even if you're QRP, and you get pileups, and you get them from all over the country, and I think in a few months, maybe another year, well, not a few months, let's say a year or 2 years, it'll be around the world. It'll be a lot of fun. For me, the most exciting thing is when you have the strong stations come in and you get to know who those people are and you really appreciate them, and then in between those signals you hear this very faint park to park right down at the noise level, and so then you dig in and you play around with your filters and your RF gain and whatever you need to do to try to improve that signal to be able to make that park to park contact, because what's exciting about that is there's some person doing exactly what you're doing, hiking into a location or sitting at a picnic table in sometimes adverse weather conditions using low power and compromised antennas, and you really want to make that contact. And just getting a park to park is what makes it for a lot of the activators, for sure. Well, I'm almost to the end of this this overview introduction. What about equipment? Well, radios, you can use anything that that you like, anything that you're comfortable transporting. You can operate QRP, but I recommend 100 watts. You want to make contacts, and you need at least 10 to successfully activate the park. And so, really 100 watts, maybe 50 watts on CW is kind of the minimum. You'll pull it off with QRP, but it'll take longer, and it'll be much more of a struggle for sure. A lot of the radios that people like to use out in the field include the IC7100, the 7300, KX2, KX3, with or without the amp, and the Yaesu FT-857 are probably the most popular ones. As far as antennas, buddy poles, Wolf River coils, end-fed wires are popular. All of these antennas are resonant. They can be tuned to be resonant, and therefore they don't require tuners, but what's really important is having a resonant antenna maximizes your power output and also importantly gives you a well-behaved and understood radiation pattern, which is really crucial. And as far as batteries, it looks like the community is really embracing the lithium iron phosphate technology because that battery chemistry is able to maintain high voltages for the full output power and probably upwards to 80 to 85, maybe 90% of the capacity of the battery. So you're getting about 13.1, 13.2 watts for 80 to 90% of the battery capacity. So that's really what people tend, and they're light, of course. Is there a question in there?
I thought it was 13.8 volts.
No, I'm running one right now. So I just charged it up. It started off at 14.2, and then it was 13.8, probably for the first 5 minutes or so of this. And right now, in this extended key down, it's holding at 13.0. And when I'm running 100 watts with my KX3 KXPA 100, I get the full 100 watts out, and on an extended 100 watt hold down on sideband, it's maybe hitting only 13 volts. It's pretty amazing battery technology.
Uh-oh. We got a jammer. Hold the phone. We got a jammer. Or just a double. I'm sure the back office is working on it currently, but no audio yet. So what I was showing you is I just logged into EchoLink, and then my bubble popped up there.
Folks, check your mic. Somebody's stuck keyed on.
We love our hobby, and there's people out there making it happen, and you gotta love them for that. They're also on Facebook, and so that's a pretty good group on Facebook. The last link I'll say just a little bit more about. It's called the Reverse Beacon Net. It's a CW RIDI tool. It's really a tool. So everybody's heard of CW beacons. That's kind of passive. You listen to the CW. You listen for CW beacons. If you can hear it, it tells you that the band conditions in whatever wavelength you're looking at are good, and you know the distance that the beacon is. Reverse beacon's different. When you call CQ, there are computers at these beacon stations that sniff out the call sign, and then they post it to a website. So you're being heard, and it's a great tool whether you're operating CW or sideband or whatever you're operating to find out, how your station is performing. Are you getting power out? Are you being heard somewhere? And it's a good thing to do anytime you set up an activation, even if it's just going to be sideband.
Oh. Okay. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, it looks like Just need to adjust the mixer a little bit there. Oh, we got a carrier. It's not me. Hopefully it's just a glitch. We are doing a lot of things through digital, so maybe something like that is kind of jamming us up. I hope it's not a human. We're just trying to have fun here, but we are live and we are on the air, so you never know what happens. I guess what we might need next is one of those rover vehicles with some directional antennas to DF the jammer.
This is KI6UJH for identification. So if you're not proficient in CW and you have a modern radio, you can program your radio to use the electronic keyer, and to use the reverse beacon network, you would just have a message that's CQ test DE and your call sign twice. And if you send that once, maybe twice, then you'll be heard on the reverse beacon network and see whether or not your station is set up the best that it can be. Get an idea of how far out you're getting and what your signal strength is over noise. All right, well, that's what I have for tonight, and I guess if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them. I'm not an expert by any means, but I really love the program, and it's really how I operate HF almost exclusively out in the parks, and just like to see more people out there. So this is Doug in Antioch, KI6UJH, and see if there's any questions.
Doug, are you familiar with Bonnie?
Bonnie? No, I'm not familiar.
He's the one that runs the Manpack group.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know that. I'll have to. Is there a website or something? Should I know about it? Is the Manpack group involved in POTA?
There's a bunch of them that are participating with that. But anyway, I'm trying to think of her call sign. She's over there in the Bay Area, and she's been around for years and years, but she runs the Manpack group, which mainly runs backpack portable radios. And that your dissertation there, I think has a lot of non-commonalities with what they put out with. Usually they are working with about 30 watt CW only.
Well, that's understood if they're backpack or Manpack portable. There's another program, Summits on the Air, and folks who participate in that are backpacking to the site and carrying everything on their back, and so their weight is a premium, and they're not going to lug around a 30 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery and a 100 watt amp to do that. So they're typically QRP. So
yeah,
you bring the right tools to the job or for the mission. POTA is different. It's maybe a little bit more casual. A lot of the operators drive into the parks, and there may not be very much in the way of physical exertion, but nevertheless, you get outside and you operate in different places, and it's a lot of fun.
Hey Doug, it's Carlos, W6CRP. And first, thanks a million for doing that. And POTA's kind of piqued my interest. I haven't tried it yet, but to me it seems like a good thing to give me a destination. Get out for the day, find a nice new park, and then play some radio and see if you can get out. I was just wondering, what kind of luck do you usually have when you go out doing that? More often than not, are you making good contacts, or is it kind of quiet?
Well, every time I've gone out, I've successfully activated, and it's been a lot of fun. The one time that was not successful was my first attempt, and that was at Tamales Bay State Park, and that was during the campfire. And I don't know what it was, but I only got like 6 contacts. I've since gone back and been successful. After the breakfast the other day, was it last weekend? I went over to Benicia State Recreation Area and set up a 30-foot fiberglass pole and a 40-meter end-fed half-wave antenna, and I made 83, I think it was 83 contacts stretching across the country. It was hugely successful, and you know, a lot of days are like that. I sent a picture to Jason, so I don't know, maybe on the live stream he'll show the contact map. It's pretty impressive with, you know, a compromised antenna and operating battery portable in a park. My experience has been usually you're successful, and really success is just measured in whether or not you're having fun. This is KI6UJH.
Two questions for you. One is do you use solar to help maintain your battery while you're set up and running? And what frequencies do you usually is your most favorite?
So, you know, when I'm camping, so if I'm out there for a couple of days, then I definitely bring solar with me and keep that battery charged. But I found that I can operate probably 2 full days, you know, where I'm tired out. I don't want to do any more operating with a single 30 amp hour Bioenno battery. And, you know, I don't know what my, you know, the usage, you know, if it's 80-20 or I don't know what that is, but I can operate probably 4 hours each day, you know, 8 hours, and still have probably plenty of battery left. I've never run out. Frequencies, let it drop for a second. So my favorite frequency is 20. 20 meters reaches out, and it gets you far. I've made contacts in Russia and some island off of North Africa, and those are the 2 furthest ones. Often get Hawaii on 20, and you can reach across the country, New Hampshire down to the southern tip of Florida. So that's what you want. But then I'll always run 40, and 40 gets me the you know, intermountain west, so I can get out to Idaho, Colorado, you know, kind of fill in the 1,000 kilometer, 1,000 mile distance range, and then I can also get Southern California and British Columbia. And I usually finish off the day with FM just to get local contacts, because that's always fun, getting FM simplex contacts.
Doug, I have a question. I missed a little bit of the beginning of your talk. So you mentioned, I think I heard you say that a lot of people will scramble for quote-unquote rare parks. So my question is there a list of official parks, or can you go to anything that's designated as a park by a county or by a city and things like that? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, for the program, there is a list of parks. It's probably more than 5,000. I think it's about 6,000 across the country. Yeah, so for it to be official, you need to operate in one of the listed parks. Listed parks are typically national parks or state parks. Certainly in California, that's all they are. Oh, there's national wildlife refuges, too, that will be a part of that. But yeah, there is a website. You can check out the parks. There's a nice map that will show you all the parks that are near you, you know, say within 25 miles, 50 miles, out to 100 miles. And you can click on these little balloon icons and the park information comes up. If you dig a little bit deeper into the website, you can determine if the park's ever been activated, you know, how many times, how many contacts have been made, or if it's never been activated. And if it's never been activated and you schedule your activation and say this is an all-time new one, then you're going to get a huge pileup.
Oh, that sounds fun. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate your presentation.
Any comments about POTA? Has anybody else tried that out?
Yeah, Doug, KM6FAK. Hey, so I know you go to Mount Diablo quite a bit, but recently after the breakfast you mentioned you went to Benicia. How was your results in comparison, and do you think anything affected that?
Benicia was great, and I think that's because I scheduled it, and I wrote in the notes that this is a rare one, so it had only been activated once before, and the hunters, chasers, they wanted to get it. So I think I got about 80. I think it was 82 contacts. Probably 60 were sideband and 20 or so were CW. So it was really successful. Now I would say that Benicia, it's a very pleasant place. It's the first time I was there. Ranger came by, had a good conversation. It was totally cool, no hassle. And I actually had some inquiries from people hiking, walking by. And, one fellow said, hey, is that ham radio? And he's interested in emergency response. So I think I steered him towards the local clubs, Benicia Club and the Vacaville Club. So there might be somebody making an inquiry about that and potentially a new ham. The noise level of Benicia is higher than Mount Diablo. On my radio, Mount Diablo does not register at all. So it's below, what is it, S1? I don't see any noise. There's noise, but it just doesn't register on the radio. Benicia was probably between S1 and S2, so it's pretty quiet. For a period of time, there was some type of interference happening where it jumped up to about S4 or so, and I'm not sure what that was. It might have been maybe an inverter in somebody's car. I have no idea, but Benicia is definitely a good spot, and we're lucky because we also have Del Val Reservoir and Bethany Reservoir, and Mount Tamalpais and Tamales Bay. Those are the ones that I've been to, and I've got plans to go to a whole bunch more.
Wow, that sounds like a good time, and I do appreciate you kind of sharing that with all of us and giving us an overview of what Parks on the Air is all about. Any last questions? And then I'm going to circle back for check-ins. I obviously didn't follow my own written template here. I usually circle back and see what everybody's been up to before we do the topic, but we'll shake it up a little bit. Any last questions for Doug?
I've got one other question for you. Do you use the speaker most of the time, or do you use a headset in the public park areas?
I use the headset primarily because the speaker on the KX3 is really bad. And when I'm operating CW, then it just makes it a lot better. So I'm almost always have earbuds on. But this last time at Benicia, some people came by and asked what I was for. So at that point, I unplugged the earbuds and let them, hear what was going on. And they thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if they'll become new hams, but definitely thought it was pretty cool. But usually I don't use a speaker because the KX3 speaker's not very good. But the other reason I think is it's a park. People are out there picnicking and maybe trying to enjoy some quiet time. So it's probably better not to blast CW signals across the park.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Let me see any late check-ins before I go back around and see what everybody's been up to.
Kilo Echo 8 November Kilo Oscar, Stephen, Bay City, Michigan.
All right, I got you, Bay City, Michigan, but can you give me the call one more time? It's a little choppy.
WUNQ and join the net. And Carlos, thanks for doing what you do. And Jason, Mike, and who else am I leaving out here? Mike, oh God, Mitch is brain dead. Good evening, doll.
All right, thanks, Mitch. And Michigan, can you come one more time with your call sign?
Yes, call sign is Kilo Echo 8 November Kilo Oscar.
All right, I think I got it that time. KE8
Yes, sir. Call sign is WU1Q. I think you were asking me.
Mitch.
I think I was picking up somebody on EchoLink there, Mitch, but thank you, I got you. Anybody else checking in?
November 6th.
And if he wants the information, it's called the HF Manpack Group, and they're on the web. And good pictures of people enjoying the parks and recreation while ham radioing.
Okay, you guys were doubling up there, GM, because I was going back through late check-ins. But give me a second, I'll circle back to you for that website again. There was somebody else still checking in out there. Come again?
N6VLF, late.
All right, Kevin, gotcha. Anybody else late check-in? KM6ACK, welcome. Anybody else?
KR0EFR, Bert from Fairfield.
All right, you gotta slow that one down a little bit. A little bit of noise behind you so I can capture it. Come again.
Kilo Romeo 0, Echo Foxtrot Romeo, Bert from Fairfield.
All right, Bert from Fairfield. I got you. There's two of you guys doubling up. I think it's a problem. I think your last three were EFR, but can you come again one more time?
So let's try this.
Correct, EFR, Echo Foxtrot Romeo.
All right, I didn't get the first part though.
Echo Foxtrot Romeo.
Yep, I got the last three, but I need the first part of your call sign, please.
Oh, sorry about that. Kilo Romeo 0.
All right, gotcha. KROEFR. And then there was somebody else up under you trying to check in. Come again?
Oh, this might be it.
Whiskey 0, Whiskey X-ray. Think I got it.
Oh, it's very military.
All right, gotcha. Thank you. Anybody else checking in?
Is this the right one? How do we buy it?
Kilo Echo 8 November, Kilo Oscar recheck. You have down to Zulu Oscar, the Stephen Bay City, Kilo Echo 8 November, Kilo Oscar.
Yeah, thank you for double checking me. The guy catching
It took me to Pinterest.
Our logger here got it right. Kilo Echo 8 NKO. Gotcha. Bay Cities. Steve.
Well, maybe there's... Is there
anybody else checking in?
Maybe equipment.
Kilo 6. Ooh, hold on.
Hello. KC4 LMD.
That was doubled up there pretty bad. And try one more time.
Nope. No, that's not it.
Hello, Kilo 6, Baker, X-ray, Papa.
Alright, gotcha. KK6, BXP. Welcome. Anybody else? And I'm going to go around and see what everybody's up to.
Kilo Mike 6, Yankee Mike Golf.
Yes, Chris. More power.
KM6, YMG. Gotcha.
Can anyone find
Alright, let me see. We'll start here at the top. And WG5 EEK. How you doing and what have you been up to?
Hey, good evening, Net. Good evening, Carlos. Yeah, my buddy, Brandon, WH6GHN, has been really tweaking that page that was shown earlier on the YouTube. It's basically a website that pulls data from AllStar and Twitter and now Craigslist and ISS. He really made this thing really cool. refreshes every 30 seconds, and we're just trying to make the information available to like club members. Oh, that's a great picture. Thanks, Jason. But if you guys want to check it out, I don't know if Jason will show it again, but he's been working on that the last 2 days, and I thought he's doing a really good job on it. So kudos to him.
Got you covered. Back to more serious things.
Yeah, I just swung back to Jason's live feed to see what you were talking about there.
Yes.
Oh, that is looking good there. All right, let's see who's next. Was KM6FAK.
Oh. Well, hey, that's me. Good evening, everyone. KM6FAK. Yeah, having a blast. Looking for a link for the Man Pack. I found a few possibilities, but not like a direct link on, you know, who's making it, where to buy it, that kind of thing. Sounds pretty cool. But yeah, great presentation, Doug. You know, this is something where if you're restricted where you live, or maybe your wife, you can always get to a park and enjoy the day, especially in this state. It's so sunny for the most part, and hopefully you can have a low noise. Let's see here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So I have something kind of new and exciting. I, over the weekend, got my first ever real HT. This is the Yaesu FT-4X dual bander. Very nice radio. I love that as I walk around and use it, it doesn't crash. The front end doesn't open up. And I want to thank the people at MTC, Main Trading Company. Awesome company down in Texas. They kind of starting to work with them. So if you have an opportunity to buy something, just drop Ham Radio TV. We could have some cool future projects coming up, but really neat family-owned business. Not to mention, they buy your radio. So let's say you got a radio and you don't love it, and it's like in really good shape. Give them a ring, tell them what you got. They also have a form, and you can, at that point, you know, come up with a price that you both like, and then buy the radio that you do want from them. So I think that's pretty way cool. Another thing, I looked this up today. I was gonna have my notes in front of me. So it's let me look at my notes real quick. Go ahead, pass it around, Carlos. KM6FAK. I want to share one more thing, but I don't want to misquote it.
Okay, thanks, Jason. And I apologize, GM. I went off and forgot you were giving us a website. So you still there? You want to give that again?
Roger. Well, the main group is on what they call HF Manpack. If you just put in there in your search engine HF Manpack, you'll bring it up. Bonnie is the one that runs it, and she usually shows up at a lot of the ham radio groups as far as Pacificon and stuff like that. They are mainly radios like the 857D, the ICOM 706, or the ICOM 7000 that have a frame bent, which I have been doing for a lot of them, and you can make it out of PVC. Some of them have made them out of copper water pipe, but anyway, they fit as a backpack, and so you end up having both HF, UHF, and VHF, and 6 meters, and they both work phone as well as CW. They do have certain frequencies that they listen on or communicate with as primaries. There's 40 meters, 75, and 20, and 15 also. But as I say, it's a lot of fun because these guys go just all over the place, camping, hiking. So it puts two things together. One is you get to see the scenery, as well as you end up getting a little exercise, and you get to work the ham radio all over the place. The most, I guess you would say the most challenging is working at the beach, where they put up kites as antennas, so you also have to be able to fly a kite and sit there on the sand and communicate with the rest of the world. Anyway, hope that helps. It's called HF Manpack, and they have a whole club that you can see what's been built. If you Google it in the image section, you will see how a lot of people, including some of the worldwide French and Russians and everybody else, have come up with their own. It works great because it does two things. One is it gets you recreation, but it also gives you a grab bag radio in case of a disaster or something. Everything's all in one pack, and even though it's a man pack, it still can be used as a main portable radio. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents worth. WA6CDNE, sack of tomatoes.
Let me pick it up real quick, Carlos. CAM6FAK. Yeah, so one thing that's kind of interesting, I know we talk about it a little bit, just making sure I had it still, but so in California, April 2019, they stated all online retailers that have more than 200 transactions here in California, or more than 100,000 in sales, they have to collect sales tax. So one by one, we've been losing our tax-free online purchases. And I know, of course, you file your taxes at the end of the year and you put down what you bought online. But I just wanted to throw that out there. So for right now, until MTC gets blown up, things are being ordered and arriving, free shipping and tax-free. Just wanted to, throw that out there. Over to you, Carlos.
All right, thank you, sir. And thank you, GM, for the info. Let me see, let's move on. KG6AEB Marcus. All right, KF6 Triple H.
Good evening, Carlos. A minute. This is KF6 Triple H. Only thing I've been doing for the last week or so is playing with CW. Decided for the umpteenth time to try and finally learn it. Taking a class with CW Academy, which is a free online class. It takes 8 weeks. They require a panel keyer. So I ordered one, got it today, hooked it all up, and can't figure out how to make it work right. So that's just kind of normal for me. KF6 Triple H.
Well, good luck. I keep saying when I retire, that's one of my things I'm going to pick up. I'm going to try to study again and see if I can't get my extra, and hopefully I'll have time maybe to start playing with some CW, but we'll see. I played with just a little bit to see what it was about, and I don't know if my old brain can take it, but good luck with that. And we'll move on to N6SMH.
Yeah, this is N6SMH, Scott in Roseville, and I did quite a bit of HF work this last week. I'm striking with the Western Country Cousins. I put the link in the chat. But anyways, those guys are on, I think 9 or 10 o'clock a night. Every night. I'm currently striking on the Thursday nights net. I can't remember how many times you have to call in, but I think it's 4 times within like a couple weeks of each other on the same night, the same time approximately, and they'll strike you in. And then you send in a letter in with, I think, a $10 check, and then you become a member of that. Anyways, I'm just kind of striking that, and also the Northwestern one, by 80 meters, has been able to get out that far as well. And so anyways, that's on 3.970 frequency. And then I also tried to do some HF DX work. I was trying to hit a station in Mexico, but my radio wasn't reaching out to him, so that was unsuccessful. Anyways, that's what I've been working on, just doing some DX and striking on HF, and this is N6SMH, back to net.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. I've checked into the Country Cousins net before. Seemed like a good bunch of guys. All right, WB6, WYF, how are you doing?
Good evening, Carlos on the net. Nothing special this week. I found FT8, tried FT8. That was fun. And that was a really nice presentation tonight. Very good. WB6WYF. Have a good week, everybody.
Yeah, it was, and I appreciate it, Doug. And you guys remember, I just kind of try to coordinate here. I'm definitely not the subject matter expert on any of this. I'm new. So anybody has a topic they want to talk about or a good DX they had, let me know, and we'll set it up and build some time and start a discussion here on the net. Just my email is good on QRZ, or you can post it up on the 2 Meter Crew Facebook or website, and I'll see it. Let's see, KM6, YKX, Thomas R. Newburn, the Auburn Assassin.
Where are you, Rob? What a letdown.
Announcement like that, and Robbie's not even there. All right, we'll move on. Let's see, KI6 EJH. Doug, thank you very much for that presentation today. That was cool. Anything else off the cuff you want to add?
Well, it was a lot of fun to, I guess, share my enjoyment. I'll just throw this out there. If anybody's interested in going out and activating somewhere, it might be fun to meet up and do that, and maybe trade off different bands.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing very much ham radio stuff this last week because the place where I work has required us to do things a little bit different. So I'm trying to get up to speed on remote remote lecturing, and everything's Zoom now. So I had to get up to speed on that, and that's been occupying all my time. Carlos, thanks for the net, and Jason for the live feed, and everybody who's involved in 2 Meter Crew. It's really great. I'm glad I found you guys. This is KI6UJH.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. And unfortunately, I think that may be all of our reality for the next couple of months is having to do things a little bit differently, I guess, till we get through this thing or over the scare or whatever it is. Let's move on to KM8 GTT Carl. And that should have been KM6 GTT. Don't have my glasses on.
Rogers, KN6 GTT. I'm still waiting on my antenna from Palomar Engineers. Once I get that up, then I got to figure out which radio I want to get for it. I got a N-Wave ordered from them.
Oh, nice. That'll be cool. And yeah, we'll get your call sign right here in a second. Thank you. W1FRD Fred. All right, W6LEE Joshua. And our super net logger, KM6 ZTH, Justin, thanks for doing that. It's helping me a lot, kind of keep track of stuff.
Good evening, Carlos. Good evening, Net. This is KM6 ZTH, and the last 2 weeks I've been, I pulled my 7100 out of my truck and set it up in the shack, and I've been using it to get a Raspberry Pi up and going, using a build from KM4 ACK, which puts all kinds of software on, and I finally got things dialed in. I've been playing WhisperNet and FT8. As a matter of fact, I've been playing FT8 as this net is going along. So it's kind of fun. You can do a lot, and it's fun to play with Whisper and see where you can reach out. So that's been my excitement this week, and Doug, I am definitely interested in figuring out a way to go to a POTA.
Oh my goodness.
That sounds like a blast.
So good.
KM6 is ZTH.
Have you seen this guy? Has anyone seen?
Yeah, that might be.
Has anyone seen Derek?
Good mini 2-meter crew
Someone
get
wake him
together.
up.
Find a
Oh,
nice
man.
park somewhere. Huh? All right, let's see. Zoom on Chris, KM6MRU.
Yeah, hey there, Carlos and the net. Thank you. First of all, just want to thank the VVR repeater for letting us do this. It's great. And not too much going on. Did experiment with 6 meters on Monday night, and that was kind of fun. Propagation was kind of terrible, you know, but definitely okay around here in Benicia. So that was kind of fun. That's about it. I know there's a lot of people, so I'm going to keep it short. Thank you very much. KM6 MRU 73s.
All right, thank you, Chris. And Rod, WA6PKJ, what have you been up to? All right, KM6FZZ, Alex. WH6GHN. Brandon, Honolulu, are you still hanging out there?
Yeah, how's it going? Just hanging out over here. Like Mike said, been working a little bit on that page. It's actually interesting. It's being hosted off of the AllStar node itself, and pulling some stuff off the outside. It started because he found a Telegram bot that will send a text message when someone connects, but he was having some trouble, so I went in and started messing with it, and then it just kind of started from there and see where we can get with it and have some fun. But I will be emailing you after this, Jason, to get that sombrero hat picture so I can put it on that website. WH6GHN.
All right, well, good hearing from the islands. Let's see if I can read this. KM6VJD. All right, KE8NKO. Steve, Bay City.
Yeah, this is Steve, KE8NKO. Not much really to say on here tonight, just not really part of it. I think this is the second or third time I checked in before it was over EchoLink, and tonight will be the first time over DMR. So I just want to say, I guess I'll be 73 to everybody, and I hope everybody's having a good evening.
All right, some DMR.
All right, Steve, thanks for checking in. And yeah, the new DMR path.
Could you guys tell the difference?
Cool. Let's see, Mitch, WU1Q.
Ooh, I got a picture.
Well, good evening, Carlos. Good evening, all. I got to go down to Best Buy. Just got a pair of another Bluetooth headset. They said are ready. They're closing soon. I just wanted to mention, I know maybe a bunch of you guys, if not all of you, are into software-defined radio. Just purchased another Hack RF1, so I could do some syncing and transmitting of some pretty neat stuff. But what I got in the mail today was even more interesting. I finally decided to pick up one of those SDR Play. It's the RSPDX. It's 1 kilohertz to 2 gigahertz continuous SDR receiver. Highly recommend looking into one of these guys if you're into SDR stuff. Quite the package. Anyway, I got to scoot. I got to head down to Best Buy. That's all I got for you this week, Carlos. Thanks for letting Mitch puke and say howdy and
you might know this channel.
Double on people and do what he does. Carlos, back to you, sir. And Mike, Jason, Rod, and Justin, and the whole crew keep this thing going, and all the shortwave listeners, everybody participating. I thank you. And I love what y'all are doing. I'm off to Best Buy. Thanks. Back to you, sir. WUNQ in the North Bay of the San Francisco Bay Area.
There we go. Trying to make it bigger. This one right here.
All right, thank you, sir.
Check this
Have
video
a good one. And N6BLF, Kevin.
Kevin.
Alright, must have stepped away for a moment. We got Albert in KM6ACK.
This new computer is awesome. Not sure if there's a way to show you.
David W0WXL.
Ooh. Access at the Veterans Hospital. Oh. Tom, I thought you said you're at the hospital. Well, right on. Yeah, 991, great radio. And my audio does seem low. Need to adjust that. And the extra, excellent job. Yes, I'm not there yet. That is on the list. I guess I could probably grab this camera right here. Let's see. Where'd everyone go? Oh, this is a bad idea. We're still there. Where'd Carlos go?
All right, David, thank you. And KR0EFR.
It's kind of dark in here, but here's
Good evening, guys.
the computer.
So I messed around and bought one of those RTL SDR things for the computer, and I've been trying it out. I got one of those also with the dipole little extender, what do you call it, antennas and stuff. I haven't been really getting any kind of real reception other than trying to get like the 2-meter cruise, like their what's that called, the repeater that's out there in Mount Diablo and stuff. And
that's the setup. That's the setup right there to get the darn camera.
All right, thank you.
To get that.
And let's go to Brian at KK6BXP.
KK6BXP, if you can hear me, skip over me and come back. I'm inside Rayleigh's and it's too much QRF.
Gotcha.
Bagram.
And let's see, the other Brian, KM6YMG.
Okay, well, have fun at work. Heck yeah. Thank you for your service.
All right, I'm out here. I just want to echo what Mitch was saying about the software-defined radio. That's what I'm playing with tonight.
Yeah, you guys keep getting me interested in that. I haven't tried any of the digital or other, just good old analog FM, but I think I'm going to have to
Oh no, this camera's terrible.
come out of the shell and try something different here pretty soon. It does sound interesting. Let's see. Did you have anything else for us, Brian?
No, I just wanted to, I've been wanting to talk to Mitch on what he's doing with his Hack RF1. I got one of those as well. They're really neat. They work a lot better with the Raspberry Pi, though. That's what I'm trying to get figured out. I've got it all worked out on the software-defined works great on tablets, phones, and laptops. It's the Raspberry Pi I'm trying to get sorted out, especially the transmit. So I was kind of curious as to what software packages out there actually allow you to transmit, because up until this point, I've only been able to receive until I force it to talk.
not that familiar with it, but hopefully somebody on the air here is. Anybody got any help here for Brian?
Thank you. Hope that you guys see it. What'd I miss?
And silence. We're past 8 o'clock. I think some people may have went to bed.
Did he call me?
All right, well, thanks, Brian. Hopefully Mitch will be back on later, or he's usually on here, or over at the 3-3 repeater.
Oh, okay.
And you catch him, and he'll point you in the right direction. Any other late check-ins?
KN6DA, late check-in.
Nick, how are you doing, and what have you been up to?
Well, Carlos, I've been in and out of the net tonight. Sorry, I got my Node radio hooked up, so that's what I'm talking to you on right now. I'm coming in through AllStar, so that's been a fun process, and it's kind of taken up my evenings this week playing around with that. And now I'm trying to get the radio portion of it to work. So I'm currently coming in on my phone, and I'm struggling getting the radio hooked up. I've got the shack's a disaster right now. but I think I'm getting close. I'm getting somewhere. I've got a lot of people helping me, and I'm super appreciative for that. And it's pretty cool to be able to have a radio that I can, or a node that I can link up to the repeater all the time. So if you guys are all rag chewing during the day, switch over to VVR and make the leap, and leave 3-3 in the dust. That's all I got for now. Thanks for hosting the net, Carlos. KN6DA.
Cracking me up, Nick.
All right, Nick. Thanks for checking in. I hope all's going well up there. I'll catch you one of these days out on the repeater and see what you're up to. Let me see. And Brian, are you back out of the shopping center there, KK6BXP?
Okay, I'm at the front area, so I can actually hear you guys now. Exciting stuff in ham radio. Let's see here. Got myself a new FT3 handheld. Been working on the Fusion stuff with, and of course, Myers X with the upcoming repeater for Whiskey 6 DVR. Got myself a new tilt-over mount and some goodies to install my tower on my roof. How's that for some fun?
Sounds like you've been busy. Absolutely cool. Anybody else checking in late?
Hey, Carlos, it's KN6HKM Chris. I checked in earlier, but didn't get called out in the go-around here.
Okay, sorry about that. Chris, what do you got there? I think I went through and we may have just missed each other. But go ahead.
I just wanted to thank Doug. I thought it was a great presentation, and I was wondering, I noticed on screen on the YouTube there, Jason had like a sheet that looked like Doug had put together with some information on his presentation and a couple of links. I might have missed it, but just curious if that's available to grab somewhere online.
Jason, you got that?
No, go ahead again.
Hey, Jason, I just noticed you had a document up that was kind of summarizing Doug's presentation and had some links. I was wondering if that was going to be up online anywhere for us to check out. I really enjoyed Doug's presentation and kind of excited to check it out.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I will work on that, and we can probably get it over on the 2-meter crew or the Whiskey 6 VVR. We can probably get it there both. I know both the admins there, so yeah, very good idea. KM6FAK. The kids just came home from soccer. A friend took them there, so I'm all over the place tonight.
Hey, thanks for that. KN6HKM Chris, nothing more for the net.
All right. Thanks, Chris. And I think that's a good idea. we probably should have up on the website maybe a page we do for the different anti-nets, and keep the links or other type reference material that we use so folks can easily access that. But I think that's good. We'll work on that. Any other late check-ins?
AM6, ETB.
ETB, go ahead.
The only traffic I've got is I just picked me up a sweet Kenwood 430, so I'll be getting to play around with that here in the next couple days.
Oh, that is a nice old radio. When I was first starting HF, I tried to pick up a used one and actually found a nice one, had it shipped. It got pretty beat up in the shipping though, so I didn't make that deal. One of these days I'll run across a clean one, but that's a good radio. Good luck with that.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, any other late check-ins?
Where's my wife?
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Hey, 6CD. Hey, those of you that are learning CW and get on the air, I noticed today, I worked 2 or 3 stations that yeah, I can kind of tell that they're learning CW because the words don't have all the letters in them. But one thing that I did notice is most of them try to speed up their sending, and I want to advise you that most of us that have been doing CW for quite a while, we will return back the speed that you are sending. So if you're only copying at 3 to 5 words a minute, only send please at 3 to 5 words a minute. Otherwise we have no way of knowing what your abilities are, and we will return back to you at the speed that you are sending. So send at 3, we'll send back at 3. Send at 13, we'll send back at 13. That's the way that the code of the CW operators works. So anyway, that's just something I wanted to pass along for those that are looking at manpacking and POTA and a bunch of others and working CW. It's a lot of fun, and you know, a straight key works just fine. Some people even use 2 bobby pins and put them tape their fingers and use their fingers for a CW key. Couldn't do that in years old when we had cathode keying because you had 600 volts across your 2 fingers. But anyway, that's just the comment that I wanted to pass along. If any of the newbies that are thinking about CW, just please remember, send at what you want to receive at, and we'll match it. WA680.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
For sure, Kyle.
Any other late check-ins or comments before we close the anti-net?
Kilo Golf 5, Whiskey November Lima.
Come one more time. Station, I got the Kilo Golf. I'm listening in close this time.
Kilo Golf 5, Whiskey November Lima, Laredo, Texas, Webb County.
I got you. Kilo Golf 5, Whiskey November Lima. All the way from Texas. Thank you for checking in. You got anything share with the net tonight, or what have you been up to?
All right.
No, I haven't been up nothing. I'm trying to fool around with an old Kenwood 733A. I want to try to use it for a gold packet, but getting no luck out of it. I just jumped in here to say hi to you all and have a good evening.
Well, thank you for checking in, Eduardo. We appreciate it, especially all the way out from Texas.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Any other late check-ins? All right, any other comments or last-minute things for the anti-net?
N6VLF.
And W6CRP for ID. And Kevin, go ahead.
No, man, I just want to give some encouragement, some props to all the guys that are working on their radios and getting on the AllStar and the EchoLink. Nick tonight up there in Washington, man, he is like really working hard. He's got his AllStar node working, and he got Ben up there that checked in with us last week, has been helping him, and the dude is like taking stuff apart and making it work. I hope he's listening one way or the other, because man, it's great. He went from 0 to 60 really fast. So he's doing some real ham radio stuff. Anyways, hope to hear him on his radio links pretty quick. Good going, Nick. N6VLF.
Yeah, you're going to run the net soon.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. I'm on my HT right now, and I'm getting receive and transmit, so I think it's working.
I'd say you're winning.
Okay, everybody. Just pretend like you're hearing everybody clapping, because he just did something a lot of people have a lot of trouble with, and he worked his way through it. And it actually sounds good. Is the receive audio? We're not all distorted and stuff, because your transmit audio sounds pretty dang good.
That's awesome. I'm so excited right now. I have a very, really light, high-pitched whine in the background when there's any kind of receive, or when I'm getting it on the HT. So I don't know what that is. It could be some kind of RF interference or something, but I'll have to play around with that. But man, it's working. I'm standing out in my backyard, walking around, and I feel like I'm in California talking to you guys again.
That is cool, dude. Yeah, it is a little RF. Because you probably still got the guts or portions of the guts and wires laying around. So it sounds really, really good for getting it turned on. I noticed you popped up on the bubble chart here and on the node about just a few minutes ago. So there you go, guys. And tell us what you did, Nick. Which radio you used and stuff, because I think some of the other guys might be interested. Good going, dude. Sounds great. N6VLF.
Thanks, Kevin, and thank you for all your help, and Mike and everybody else that's helped out. So basically what I did was I just got the node portion of the radio hooked up this week, and then tonight I took just a cheap Baofeng 888S. I think you can buy the pack. I want to say it was like $18 for two of them. And then you tear that radio apart, and there's just a couple of solder connections that you make on the backboard of the radio, and then you put it all back together, and essentially your whatever HT you're using, you can transmit to that Baofeng 888S, and it's linked through a USB interface to the node, and so that's how I'm getting down there to talk. And it's cool because it's very real time. There's no delay like EchoLink has, so it seems to have worked out pretty well. I destroyed one 888S in the works trying to learn how to do it, I think, and we discovered that tonight with Kevin.
Ruh-roh.
I think your radio timed out, but it sounds really good. By the way, that's when you buy 888. You get a 2-pack for under $20. Yeah. So one goes south, you got a backup. N6VLF.
All right, Carlos, I'll let you wrap it up. Sorry. KN6DAL. Afterwards, I got enough stuff to build a whole nother setup now.
No, it's very cool, and it sounds like you got somebody else interested up there and working with you, so hey, keep growing the crew, right? Anybody else? Last minute comments or something else for the net?
Hey there, Carlos in the group who just got back from church. Good evening, and keep the anti-net alive. Keep the anti-net alive. KN6BXX. Carmichael, Michael.
Michael from Carmichael, BXX. Nice to hear from you. Thanks for checking in. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you again, Doug. That was a nice presentation and interesting. I appreciate it. Again, we need help keeping the topics fresh and interesting. So if you guys have ideas, let me know. Email, Facebook, or the number 2metercrew.com website, and we'll keep trying to bring up interesting stuff for everybody. Y'all have a good night, and thank you, W6VVR repeater, for letting us do this. This is Whiskey 6, Charlie Romeo Papa, clearing the anti-net. Back to the repeater.
Seven 3 KM6FAK.
Good evening, Jason. KN6BXX. How you doing there tonight?
Hey, good, Michael. Just about to jump off. Need to get those kids' progress through baths and bed. So I'll talk to everyone later. It was great tonight. KM6FAK. Adios.
And Justin, if you're there.
All right, let me turn that down. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Give a like, subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoy it. One thing you can do, you know, I'm not really big into it, but YouTube does have a bell. If you push the bell, your phone, your flat phone, will get a notification when we go live. But for the most part, we try to go live every Wednesday at 7 Pacific time. Over the weekend, I did do a little contesting. I went live there. That was a lot of fun. Some of you jumped in there. I'm trying to shorten up that video and get it back out there so you can kind of see some of the things I was contesting with. Trying a new computer tonight. That was a lot of fun. I still need to dial in kind of all those other windows, but I like changing things up. So, yeah. All right, everyone. Well, we'll see you next week. This is KM6FAK 73.